Hi grade 8s, today we will be looking at substitution. Now in the first term we have actually looked at substitution, so this isn't brand new work, so don't worry about it too much. Now an algebraic expression with variables does not have a value or answer until the variables are given values. So this is what we're doing. We are going to give you values and you will be able to work out a proper answer. Now, every time you substitute, you have to substitute using brackets. It's extremely important to remember that. So instead of seeing a variable, you should now be seeing a number in brackets. So let's have a look at the first example. So for example 1, it says find the value of the expression 2x squared plus 3y if x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 0. So instead of seeing the x, I need to see a 5. And instead of seeing a y, I need to see a 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this is then 2, and then in x's place, I need to see a 5, and then it's 5 in brackets squared. So the 5 is then in place of the x. Then it says plus 3, and instead of the y, I need to see a 0. So the 0 is replacing the y. Now I can write out the sum. So then it's 2. And then 5 squared means 5 times 5 plus 3 times 0 is 0. Now I'm going to follow BODMAS. So I'm going to keep the 2 and I'm going to say 5 times 5 is 25 and I'm going to keep it in brackets. And plus 0 means nothing, so I'm just going to leave that out. 2 times 25 is 50. So now my answer is 50. Then for example 2, it says find the value of the expression a squared plus 2ab minus b squared if a is equal to negative 2 and b is equal to 3. So again, instead of seeing an a, I want to see negative 2, and instead of seeing a b, I want to see 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say instead of the a, I need to see a negative 2, and it's still squared. So that is then the a that's being replaced by a negative 2, plus the 2, and again, instead of the a, I want to see a negative 2. So again, the a is replaced by a negative 2. And then the b must be replaced by a 3. So instead of seeing the b, I need to see a 3. Minus b squared. So instead of the b, again, I want to see a 3. So now I can actually do the sum. So this means negative 2 times negative 2 plus, we can so long multiply those two. So I have 2, and negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And there's my negative sign, and then the next part means 3 times 3. So now I can multiply these two. I can multiply 2 with a negative 6, and I can multiply 3 by 3. So I have negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. Positive 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. And the negative stays there, and then 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, now I can do the sum. 4 minus 12 minus 9 more is negative 17. And then that's my answer. Then example 3 says find the value of the expression in brackets a minus y squared. And then if a is 2 and y is negative 3. So again, instead of seeing the a, I need to see a 2. And instead of seeing a y, I need to see a negative 3. So I'm going to say that I'm going to keep the brackets here and I'm going to keep it squared. And instead of the a, I want to see a 2. So instead of the a, I want to see a 2. There's my negative sign. And instead of the y, I need to see a negative 3. So there's my negative 3. Now I'm going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to keep my brackets and I'm going to keep it squared. So the 2 stays where it is, and a negative times a negative 3 is a positive 3. Then again, I'm working from the inside out. So 2 plus 3 is actually 5, and then that's 5 squared. So 5 squared is 5 times 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. So my answer is 25. Now you're more than welcome to go and try out the exercise 9.10, on page 108 and 109.